It has been more than 2 months now since WebMD released a report stating that toxic gases such as ethylene oxide were detected in the air surrounding 109 census tracts around the United States, with the highest readings found in Smyrna and Covington. Now, Smyrna residents have gone from concerned to angry, fighting back against a medical sterilization company that they say has put their families and communities at risk. This is Sabrina Kearns with KSU News. WebMD released this report late in July after the Environmental Protection Agency identified ethylene oxide as a carcinogen. And according to the EPA, ethylene oxide causes 70 of the 114 extra cases of cancer for every 1 million people exposed to the gas during their lifetimes within the Smyrna area. The EPA generally considers the cancer risk due to pollution to be unacceptable when an area reaches 100 extra cases of cancer for every 1 million people. This exposure in Smyrna has been attributed mainly to a nearby plant owned and operated by Sterigenics, a company that uses the toxic gas to sterilize medical equipment. According to WebMD, companies around the U.S. continuously release the gas into the air as they produce other chemicals or sterilize equipment as part of their company's daily operations. Philip McNabb, who is the president of Sterigenics, released a statement saying that recent news about the release of ethylene gas has been sensationalized. And he stated that the level of gas released into the air, both in Georgia and around the nation, is not harmful to people living in these areas. McNabb also noted that ethylene oxide is used in many products that people use on a daily basis, which include household cleaners and pharmaceuticals. He stated that the gas is also produced naturally by the human body and by plants. McNabb also stated that ethylene oxide is currently the only known way to sterilize medical equipment to a point that meets federal standards, as it quickly breaks down any bacteria that it comes in contact with. The Sterigenics plant is also currently not in operation. The company made the decision a while back to halt the operation long enough to install further emissions-reducing equipment as a way to quench concerns over the release of the gas. But despite McNabb's attempt to reassure those living in Georgia, Smyrna residents have a growing list of concerns and demands. Before the EPA reclassified the gas as a carcinogen and WebMD broke the news about the increased levels of the gas in Georgia, many residents living in the Smyrna and Covington areas did not know about the gas emissions, the Sterigenics plant, or the level of harm associated with ethylene oxide. According to WebMD, the report showing the elevated levels of ethylene oxide and possible health effects in Smyrna and across the nation was first released by the EPA nearly a year ago, but the agency decided not to put out the news release detailing the results of the report. As a result, many citizens did not know about the gas emissions or the possible impact on their communities. The Sterigenics plant in Smyrna is located just down the street from a thriving family neighborhood, which also stands next to a large apartment complex in which many residents were shocked by the news. These residents live in what is considered to be the red zone, the area closest to the plant and with the most likely health risks to the population. Brittany Ingram lives in Vining Station, which is an apartment complex that she says is just a short 5-minute drive down Atlanta Road from the Sterigenics plant, with her husband and her 2 young sons. Ingram did not wish to be recorded, but when asked about the plant, she said that the news was surprising and disappointing. She said that she wants to ensure and feel safe that the air that she and her kids are breathing is safe. Ingram mentioned that she and her husband have considered moving from the area, along with a host of other residents. Many residents who wanted to stay in the area have started fighting against Sterigenics, saying that the plant releases increased levels of the carcinogen gas much too close to areas where people live, go to church, and raise their children. Protesters and others fighting for action have started gathering and organizing through a Facebook page called Stop Sterigenics Georgia. This Facebook page now has more than 1,500 followers, and their private Facebook group now has more than 4,500 members. Through this group, residents have made clear to the local government and Sterigenics their thoughts on the facility and how it affects them. Many residents have attended any and all recent meetings and presentations relating to the issue. They have protested outside of the plant, they have spoken to Sterigenics and Cobb County government officials, and they continue to release their statements and fight through any and all new information that we receive about the plant. This includes news in the past month that there was possible gas leak after an incident involving an explosion at the plant, along with more recent news of an investigation into the company's building permit. President of Stop Sterigenics Georgia, Jeanette Rao, made the group's intentions clear with a statement that she published with the AJC in which she said, "Draw a 1-mile radius from Sterigenics and there are over 1,000 households, even more dreams, children at play, and a potential for a bright future. But it's only a bright future if the right questions are asked." Rao said that she, along with other residents living within the red zone by the plant and beyond, do not plan to back down off of Sterigenics or regulations concerning the emissions of ethylene oxide anytime soon. This was Sabrina Kearns with KSU News.